press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello children, how are you all? I think all of you fine. Okay, welcome to social science class. In the last period, we have discussed the rise of nationalism. This is the third session. We are going to discuss in this class, we are going to discuss the Napoleon and his reforms. Before we need to know that, we have to recap what we have studied in the last class, what we have discussed in the last session. What were the various measures and practices that could create a sense of collective identity among the people? Law of ordering, the idea of law of ordering, the idea of citoyen, and next a new French flag, the tricolor, was chosen to the replace of former royal standard, and next the Estate General was renamed as National Assembly, and next the French became the common language. Oaths were taken, martyrs were commemorated. These are all things we have discussed in the last class. Next, we are going to discuss in this session the continue part. The revolutionaries further had declared that it was the mission and the destiny of French. What was the mission? Mission, which means the aim, and destiny, which means the future of the France. How will be appeared? How will be there? The destiny, which means what was the future? The destiny of the French nation to liberate the people of Europe, from the despotism, and help other people of Europe to become nation states. All the people of Europe, Austria. This is Austria, which was ruled by Habsburg dynasty. And next, Rome, Italy, was ruled by some part of Alsace and Lorraine were ruled by Habsburg dynasty of Austria. Tuscany, Modena, Parma were ruled by direct rule of Austria. And next, Rome of Italy was ruled by Pope. And next, some of the part of Italy, Sicily and Naples were ruled by France. When I said despotism, which means dictator rulers, means Nirankusha Adhikarigalu anta karitar, means these kings were ruled different part of the country, different part of the nation. What was the main aim of revolutionaries? Who were revolutionaries? You should know that as you studied in the 9th standard French Revolution. The French Revolution, I will tell some of the French Revolution, about some of the French Revolution. 1789 French Revolution, which took place. There are many reasons, several reasons. The one is political reasons. Louis XVI and his Queen Mary Antoinette, they spent luxurious life. Social reasons, there was a estate system, clergy, nobles, and third estate system, peasants, businessmen, merchants, there were there. The lowest people, they were getting very hardship. They were exploited by every class of people. These unequal society, the unequal of society became the reason for French society. And next, economic reason, the French had helped to America get 13 colonies from England. And the French treasury was bankrupted. This is the main reason for French Revolution. French took place after 1789, July 14. Bastille, which was the jail, which was destroyed by the revolutionaries. And next, 1789, July 14, it took place. And next, July 20, what happened? The new state assembly came into existence, that is called as National Assembly in the place of a state assembly came into existence. And next, July 24, they established a new National Assembly. And 1789, October 4 and 5, Bread Revolution. The Bread Revolution took place 1791. New government came into existence when the death of Louis XV. A new government came into existence that was called as National Assembly Government. It ruled from 1789 to 1791. New constitution came into existence under which was led by National Assembly in 1791. After 91, conservative government came into existence from 1790 to 1795. There are a number of revolutionaries who were born in the Europe, and also parties came into existence 1790 to 95. Two parties, Girondists and Jacobins. Who are the two parties? Girondists and Jacobins. There are two parties who come into existence in the French Revolution. These revolutionaries further declared that it was the mission and the destiny of the French. What was the mission? Liberate the people of Europe from despotism, from Habsburg dynasty and Bourbon dynasty, and next to Pope. These are all the kings. They did not care about the people. What were the two aims? Liberate the people of Europe from the despotism. Help of the people to Europe to become nation states. They wanted the revolutionaries. They wanted the modern states become nation states. As we discussed in the first part, what are the differences between modern states and nation states? Help other people of Europe to become nation states. In other words, to help the other people of Europe to become nation states. When the news of the events in France, events reached the different cities of Europe, these revolutionaries, they spread their revolutionary thoughts. There are two parties, Jacobins and Girondists. Girondists, they are radicals. Radicals means they did not want violence method. They were always going through violence method. They did not want non-violence method. But the Jacobins, they wanted revolutionary things. They were called as revolutionists. In India, there were three types of freedom fighters that could be seen in the freedom movement. Who are there? One is radicals, next one is revolutionists, next one is extremists. Radicals, they were going through prayer and next to request, memorandum. But in the Girondists, they were called as radicals. They wanted only for peace way. But Jacobins, they were very cruel method. Revolutionists, they always wanted blood. They always wanted revolutionary methods. These two parties could be seen in the French society. The news of events in France reached the different cities of Europe. The French Revolution, which took place, the execution of a king was done. There was a guillotine mission. Don't you know? You have studied in the 9th standard. ತಲೆಯನ್ನು ಅದಕ್ಕಿಟ್ಟು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಗಿಲಿಟಿನ್ ಮಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. The execution of king was done 1795. These spread of newsers, educated middle class began setting up Jacobean clubs. They began setting up Jacobean clubs. Their activities and campaigns prepared the way of French armies which moved into Ireland. Their activities, revolutionary things and campaigns prepared the way for the French armies which moved into Ireland from France. The French Revolution, the spread of news, a reign of terror which was taking place, means and next to they wanted a republic system. This spread of news spread across the country and also Holland, Belgium, Switzerland and much as Italy in the 1790s. With the outbreak of the revolutionary wars, the French armies began to carry the idea of nationalism abroad. The French armies carry the idea of nationalism and spread the idea of nationalism abroad. Why? Because this idea of nationalism, they feel the idea of nationalism will be affected another country of Europe, which are such as German divided 360 provinces. Italy was ruled by many kings. This, in order to spread of this nationalism, other part of the country. Therefore, the Jacobin clubs members and students and revolutionaries, these are all the members, they spread the nationalism abroad such as Switzerland, Brazil, German and Italy. Next, this is one of the important question is, what were the main aims of Jacobin clubs or revolutionists? One is to help the members, one is liberate the people of Europe from despotism and another one is help the other people of Europe to become nation states. And next to, within the wide swath of territory that came under his control, I need to tell something about him. His name Napoleon. His name Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon Bonaparte. Who was Napoleon? As you discussed in the 9th standard, who was Napoleon? Napoleon was a great emperor who ruled over the France. And next, he was called as the infant of revolution. When the revolution was taking place, the Napoleon was born. Who was Napoleon? The era of 1799 to 1815 was called as the era of Napoleon. Napoleon was a great administrator and valor. Next, great administrator and next, great administrator, great freedom fighter and also great warrior. One of the great person in the history of Europe. You should remember Napoleon. Napoleon Bonaparte, he was born in the year of 1769. In the year of 1769, August 15. The Ajaccio, the city of Ajaccio of Corsica island of Italy. Before he was born, the Italy was sold out to the France. ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಮಾರಾಟವಾಗಿತ್ತು. When he was born, Italy already sold out to the France. And next, when I was born, Napoleon, one statement was given by Napoleon. He told that when I was born, my country is going to die. My country is going to die because the Italy was ruled by many dynasties. Napoleon told like this. His father name is Charles Bonaparte, mother name is Laetitia Romelin. The Charles Bonaparte was a very lazy person. He got the work was an advocate and also he did not, the education could not be given to his children. There are 13 children, out of them 13, 8 children, 5 children they had died, remaining 8 children, Napoleon Bonaparte one of among them. And next, Napoleon, he has studied in France. And next, Napoleon is studied in France. And next, always he was concentrating the highest power. Napoleon, he had desire to get the French throne. He was thinking about that throne. And next, he studied in the France and Napoleon Bonaparte. The first, he joined as a sub-lieutenant in the year of 1793. After the sub-lieutenant, he joined as a promoted as a captain of army, and next 1793 the Toulon is a port of French. It was attacked by English. Napoleon successfully defeated the English army. 1793 he was got promoted as the head of army of French. This time French was ruled by revolutionaries. Which government came into existence? Conservative government came into existence. After Napoleon, the first we are going to first line, within the wide swath of territory that came under his control. Wide swath, which means a long area, which was under control by Napoleon. How do you say that? Within the wide swath. Within the wide swath. Within the wide swath, which means he conquered the Italy in 1797. He conquered the Italy, and next he conquered the Egypt 1799. He captured the Italy, he captured the Egypt, and he captured the Austria 1000. He captured the second time Italy in 1800, and he captured the Austria 1805. And next Prussia was there. He captured the Prussia in the year of 1806. Austria, Italy, Egypt, and next he was trying to capture the English, UK or Britain, but he could not able to capture the English because English was very dominant in the naval forces. He could not able to capture. These places were captured by Napoleon within the wide swath of territory that came under his control. Which were the areas were captured by Napoleon? First, Italy. When he went to acquire on Italy, he came back. There was a directory government came into existence in France. Directory government. With the midst administration of directory government, the people they revolted against the directory government. In this situation, he used very positive way. Napoleon, he used very positive way. He established the new government in the year of 1799. In the year of 1799, the consulate government. There are 3 consulates were there. He was the first consulate. Napoleon was the first consulate. He ruled over France 1799 to 1804. After the 1804 to 1815, he was ruling as a Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte. He told that when he waged war against the England, Austria, Prussia, 1813. That was called as Leipzig War. He told that 100 of kings were born in Austria. They accept the defeat. They lose their land. But even I never accept the defeat, and never accept the defeat. I did not lose any piece of land to other foreigners, the statement was given by Napoleon. Napoleon told that when After the attack of Italy, he came directly. The government was going to dethrone. He told that one word. The crown was on the ground. The crown was on the ground. I lifted with the use of sword. ನೆಲದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ದ ಕಡ್ಡವನ್ನು, ನೆಲದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ದ ಕಿರೀಟವನ್ನು ಖಡ್ಗದಿಂದ ಎತ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದೇಳಿ ನೆಪೋಲಿಯನ್ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ವಿದಿನ್ ದ ವೈಡ್ಸ್ ವೇತ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೆರಿಟರಿ, he captured the Italy, Egypt, and he extended their empire all over the world. When he was going to war, he always carried the sculpture, artisans, writers. He had the desire to gain the entire world, and finally he was succeeded by England in the Waterloo Battle 1815. This is the military achievements of Napoleon. Next, we are going to discuss Napoleon set about introducing many reforms that he had already introduced in France. Where the conquest places, whatever the places which was conquered by Napoleon, he set about introducing many there. He set about many introducing reforms that he had already introduced in France. When he came to power, when did he come to power? 1799. These reforms he also introduced in the other part of the world, which were the areas were under control by Napoleon. ಯಾವ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಇದ್ವೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವನ ಒಂದು ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ನ ಜಾರಿಗೆ ತರಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿದ. ಥ್ರೂ ಎ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಮೋನಾರ್ಕಿ, ನೆಪೋಲಿಯನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ನೋ ಡೌಟ್ destroyed the democracy system. How? Because he made centralized administrative system. He did not give power to the people hand, and no doubt destroyed democracy in France, but in the administrative field had incorrupted revolutionary principles. How do you say that? Napoleon, one question, 5 marks question. Napoleon had no doubt destroyed democracy in France, but in the administrative field he had incorrupted revolutionary principles in order to make the whole system more rational and efficient. Napoleon had no doubt destroyed democracy. How? Because 1799 he was the first consulant. All the administration were with his hand. He did not go people hand. This was not democracy. Some of the restrictions were imposed on the people, Napoleon. And next, how do you say that? In the administrative field, he had incorrupted, which means there are number of reformation, revolutionary principles, in order to make the whole system rational. Rationals, which means tarkabaddhavagi. Rational, other means questions ಮಾಡುವಂತೆ. Revolutionaries, rationals and efficients. The first one is point number 1. What is the question will be arised in your examination? The point number 1. What were the reforms which were made by Napoleon? First one is among them Napoleon Code. What is that? The Civil Code of 1814. Civil Code of 1804. Civil Code of 1804. In order to make the very rational and efficient administration, Napoleon implemented many reforms activities. The first one is the judicial reforms. What was the judicial reforms which was made by Napoleon. The first one is the historians Fisher, H.L. Fisher, he told that there were hundreds of battles, there are military achievements were destroyed by Napoleon, but his administrative reforms still alive in the France. Still alive in the France. Napoleon ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಯುದ್ಧಗಳು ಫಿನಿಶ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಅವನ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟಿವ್ ರಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಇವತ್ತಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದಾವೆ ಅಂತಂದೇಳಿ ವೆರಿ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ಫುಲ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಾಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ H.L. Fisher. That administrative reforms were very important. Napoleon told that I know the limits of my hands and legs, but I don't know the limits of my work, which was statement was given by Napoleon. The first one is he implemented 5 marks question. He implemented Civil Code 1804. It was also called as Napoleon Code. It was also called as Napoleon Code. Napoleon Code. He implemented judicial system, efficient judicial system. There are 5 codes which are included in this code. The first one is Civil Code, and next Civil Procedure Code. Next one is Penal Code. Next Criminal Procedure Code. Next one is Commercial Code. These codes were implemented by Napoleon in order to bring good and efficient administration in France. The Napoleon Code, which is also known as the Civil Code in 1804, which was also called as the Napoleon Code. This Napoleon Code, Civil Code, which gave more importance towards the patriarchal family, which means the head of the member should be male children. Means the head of family which was under controlled by male children. This system that can be seen in the French. And next Civil Code. This is the Civil Code. Next Civil Procedure Code. The code which deals relating of the marriage and next property. Penal Code, which means criminal code. These are 2 criminal codes. Next Commercial Codes, which is relating to the commercial activities, which means trades, business. These are all the codes which were implemented by Napoleon. That's why he was called as Second Justician. He was called as Second Justician in France. And next, which were the punishment could be seen in the France? Exile, life imprisonment, and next exile, life imprisonment, and next these are all the, and next hanging system. These are all the punishment which could be seen in the French society were implemented by Napoleon. And the first one reformation were made by Napoleon. It was called as that can be called as the Civil Code of 1804. It was also called as Napoleon Code. Did away with all privileges. Based on birth. And next established equality. Established equality. And next before the law. Established equality before the law. And next secured the property. right of property. Secured the right of property. And next one is simplified the administratives. Simplified the administrative divisions. System. Simplified the administrative system. Abolished the feudal system. Abolished the feudal system. Freed peasants from serfdom. Freed peasants from serfdom. And minorities. Minorities. The first we are going to discuss, we have already discussed the Napoleon Code. Next we are going to discuss privileges based on birth. He abolished the all privileges based on birth. He did away with all privileges based on birth. He did away all privileges. He did away all privileges based on birth. There was a before the French Revolution, there was a feudal system, there was a estate system that had been practiced in the French society. What was estate system? There are three estate system. The first one is the clergy, second one is king, third one is businessman, peasants, lawyer, and next to landless labor. This is the estate system. The clergy and king, they were called as privileged society. The third estate of people, they were called as unprivileged society. They did not want to pay any taxes to the state, but they had to pay the tax to the state. But their population is 90%, their population is 10%. All taxes were paid by only third class of people, only a third estate of people. This inequality that could be seen in the modern ancient society, ancient France society before the French Revolution. It is one of the main reason for French Revolution. But Napoleon, what he did all the privileges based on the birth, whatever the privileges. If there is if that can be education, that can be job, that can be exemption of tax. What he made, he totally made all are equal before the law. All are equal before the law. Established equality before the law. Whoever they are. The clergy, if there is a clergy, he is the equality. He is the equality before clergy is also person, he is also human, king is also human, the lower class, third estate of the people, businessman, irrespective, businessman, peasants, whoever they are also human beings. Second point is established equality before the law. Article numbers Indian Constitution 14, which express the all are equal before law, which was borrowed from French Revolution. He established equality before the law. Second point. Next, third point is he secured the right of property. In the third class people, they could not secure any right of property before the old regime, before the old Louis administration. The French was ruled by Bourbon dynasty of Louis of Bourbon dynasty. In this time, the third class of people, they could not gain the land, they could not secure the land, but he has given the permission to secure the right of property. Third point is, and next, he simplified the administrative system. He simplified the administrative system. There was an administration system. He implemented centralized administration. Centralized administration. King was head of, and he in India there was a different type of regions are within, such as Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. In old days, before the India got freedom, there were number of provinces. Some parts were ruled by Nawabas, Rajaks, and next Hyderabad Nizam, and next Sikhs, and next Marathas, Mughals. Like this, he had divided his kingdom. He had divided his kingdom provinces. He had divided his kingdom as a provinces. The provinces had divided into sub-provinces. Like this, he had divided his administration. And next, he implemented centralized administrative system. He had divided provinces, sub-provinces, and then further he had divided in arrondissement. Further he had divided into arrondissement, and arrondissement he had divided communal. What is that? Communal. Centralized administrative was implemented by Napoleon. Province, he had divided kingdom into province had divided into sub-province, arrondiments, and next communal. And next, he appointed every sub-province which was under control by prefects and sub-prefects. And also he kicked out any who missed administration, who in corruption way, any officials who have participated in the misadministration in corruption way, they were kicked out by Napoleon. He simplified the administration system. And next, abolished the feudal system. What is feudal system? You have discussed in the 9th standard. Feudal system is a system, economic and political system, which was practiced in the medieval Europe. There was a king, and next vassals, and next to peasants. King used to distribute the land to the vassals. Vassal used to distribute the peasants. The peasants return, he had to few some services. And next, the vassals is the lord of peasants. He did not take care about the peasants. The peasants were exploited by the vassals. Vassals became rich, peasants became poor. This is feudal system. The distribution of land, the mutual taking and giving system. What was taking? The taking, which means the land was taking from king to vassal, the land was taking from vassal to peasants. The distribution of this land system. The peasants were hardshipping their vassal land. They were getting very hardship. But vassal, unnecessary, he was displaying their power to the peasants when he was making the payment. The wages was very lowest. He was not taking equal salary as is working. ಅವನ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ತಕ್ಕಂತೆ equal wages. There was no equal wages. This is the feudal system. But peasants was not the land owner. Only he was taken the land from vassals. This feudal system, this is one of the social evil system. Like in India, slavery system was there. No, like this also feudal system. This feudal system, the Napoleon, he was the great reformer. He abolished the feudal system in France in order to the administration make very efficient. And next to freed peasants from serfdom and manorial days. What is serfdom? When who has given the, what is serfdom? Serfdom, a state of subjugation to an owner of or master. Means farmer worker cannot leave the land the serfdom which was owned by serf. Who was serf? Who was serf? Serfdom. Serfdom. Serfdom is a system. Serfdom is a system where a class of people who had to work in particular person's land could not leave with the person permission. They are called as serfs. They are called as serf. Who are serfs? Serfs, a class of people who had to work in their master. They had to work their master. Particular person's land could not leave without the permission of their land owner. What is serfdom? A serfdom, which means a piece of land, a state of subjugation to owner or his master. Serfdom, which means this is one of the system which was practiced during medieval period. Serfdom, which is very exploit situation. Serfdom, which means this is one of the system which was practiced. Serfdom means a plot of land which was given by their master. The serf, he has to work in under the serfdom system. This is called serfdom system. And next to manorial days. Manorial days, dues. Manorial days, which means fees that peasants or serf or farmer owe to their nobles who is their landlord. ಓ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರ ರಾಜನಿಗೆ ಬದ್ಧ, ನೋಬೆಲ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಬದ್ಧನೂ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. Noble, the payment, manorial dues, that is the payment which was given from nobles to farmer for his hard working. This is very lowest payment. These are two systems, very worst system, serfdom and manorial. Freed peasants from serfdom and manorialism. Who? Napoleon. And next point is guild restrictions were removed. Point number 8, guild restrictions were removed. Guild restrictions were removed. And next, transport and communication system were improved. System next turn. Peasants, artisans, workers and new businessmen. businessman enjoyed a new found of freedom. Enjoyed a new found of freedom. Uniform laws. Uniform laws. Standardized weights and measures. Weights and measures. Next, guild restrictions were removed. Before the French, before when he came to power, there was a guild restrictions were removed. Guild restrictions, which means there was no liberal laws and rules and regulations were there on the businessman. To the businessman, these guild restrictions varied to the businessman, they can make a business. These guild restrictions were removed by the Napoleon. Next, transport and communication system. Transport and communication systems were improved. What is transport? Transport, which refers goods and service carry from one place to another place, and communication, which, what is the meaning of communication? What is the meaning of communication? Communication, which means the message from one place to another place. The message from one place to, which is going from one place to another place. These are the very important to an economic development of any country. And next, peasants, artisans. Peasants, which means those who are manual labor of another form, they are called as peasants. Artisans, those who make art. And next, workers and new businessmen enjoyed a new found of freedom because he has given the liberal ideas, liberal rules and regulations. Whenever the country, the people of the country, whatever the country which is always the which is always favor of three sectors of economy: agriculture sector, industrial sector and service sector. They have to ensure the people they have to be a good person in the society. And next, he implemented new uniform laws. The always law should be, there is no discrimination in order to implementing of laws to the all person, whoever it, irrespective of caste, religion and their estate. He implemented and he discussed with the judges and implemented uniform laws. And next, standardized. Next point is standardized weights and measures, and a common national currency would facilitate. Common national currency. Common national currency. Napoleon implemented common national currency. It was called as franco. And standardized weights and measures. Weights and measures are very important to the development of any country. There was no proper weights and measures before the Napoleon who had come to power. That's why in order to standardize the weights and measures, he had to correct the weights and measures. He standardized the weights and measures. And next, he implemented common currency that was called as franco. He minted the franco coin. And next, this facilitate exchange of goods, would facilitate the movement of exchange of goods and capital from one region to another. He implemented common coin that would facilitate the goods moved from one place to another place. These are all the reforms were made by Napoleon. However, the areas conquered, the reaction of the local population. Whenever the one region it was attacked by, if it is attacked by any other religion, any other rulers, the people they oppose. But when the French army with Napoleon, when he was going to attack another land, the people of Europe rule were mixed initially in the place such as Holland, Switzerland, as well as certain cities like Brussels, Mainz, Milan and Warsaw. The French armies were welcomed as the harbinger of liberty. Welcomed as the harbinger of liberty. Whatever the areas conquered, he conquered the areas of Italy, Austria, Egypt. The reaction of the local population of French rule were mixed. The French rule was mixed when he was conquered all the lands. Through this way, he developed the sense of common nationalization among the European countries. Here you have to listen. When he implemented uniform laws, standardized weights and measure system, one currency system, and next he abolished feudal system and freed peasants from serfdom and next manual dues, secured the right of property, established equality before the law. These ideas, these implementation, all the countries of Europe were made and developed nationalism. Through we have to learn nationalism developed in the reformation were made by Napoleon. And next, the people of other part of Europe, they had to oppose the attack of Napoleon, but they did not oppose they even did not oppose the Napoleon attack, because Napoleon was the harbinger of liberty, Arikara, liberty, because the people knew that when the French was going to development. That's why the people of French, the people of all European countries, they welcomed French army as the harbinger of liberty. Who was the harbinger of liberty? The Napoleon was the harbinger of liberty. What we have discussed in this class, the aims of revolutionaries, the spread of revolution, and the administration reforms were made by Napoleon. What were the administration reforms were made by Napoleon? The point number 1, the Civil Code 1804, it was also called as Napoleon Code. And next, he did away all the privileges based on birth. Privileges based on birth. Next, he established equality before the law. And next one is, he secured the right of property. And next, he simplified the administration system. He implemented centralized uniform administrative system, and he abolished the feudal system. He freed peasants from serfdom and manual dues. And next, guild restrictions were removed by Napoleon. Transport and communications are very important. He improved the transport and communication system. And next, peasants. The peasants, artisans, workers and new businessmen enjoyed a new found of freedom. And uniform laws came into existence. Standardized weights and measures, common current national currency would facilitate the development of nationalism in Europe. These are all very important for your examination. 5 marks question. Total 13 points you have to learn. Thank you.